Hey guys, this is Seven. We're here live at FANFAIRE, and we're with Ron Wilson. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. And yourself?
I am doing excellent. I'm so happy to have you here today. You're a Marvel artist as well as a freelance artist.
Independent, that's correct.
Now, explain to people what's the difference between being a independent and freelance and working for a company. Can you break that down? What's the difference?
Yeah, well, independent is freelance.
Okay.
When I started at Marvel, I was considered a freelance artist because John Romita Sr., who I worked under him, under the tutelage of John Romita,
Okay.
and he said that, when I was a freelancer, I never knew when my next job was coming in. So John Romita got on staff, and he was the art director at the time. So a lot of us started off as freelance artists.
Okay.
So we loved the game, and I don't know if we were so much in love with the uncertainty, but you did a good job. They gave you another one, and that happened for 14 years straight.
Wow. And you continue to be an independent artist and a freelance artist.
Yes.
See, because when I think of independent artists, I'm thinking of someone that started a company and they're going under, trying to build a brand and this and that. And then freelance, you're working for a lot of different companies, but you do it all. You're doing everything.
Well, you can work for one or more company as a freelancer. That's number one.
Okay.
And you can also work for yourself. Incorporate your own name, your own company. You work for yourself.
Okay.
So you can farm out, like people contract out. So I'm under that's my heading, freelance artist.
Now we're here live at FanFair. You went to the Art and Design High School.
Yes.
Now was it called Art and Design when you went here, or?
Art and design, graduate of 1971.
Wow.
Yeah, along with the great Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, the actor, the original Sweat Hog. In fact, we sat in the same class together, and we was always sitting in the back of the class, and we were drawing comic books and superheroes and stuff. But he loved Neil Adams, and he said, artists should draw like Neil Adams should draw, a lot of cross hatching. And so every time he would noodle and doodle, he would cross hatch. He said, "This is how you should draw. This is realistic." He would say.
Realistic.
But he went on to be an actor. He would crack jokes on us in the subway station. And I was nothing but a nerd back then. Thank you, thank you, Larry.
Well, nerd is the new cool.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
Definitely hold that flag real high.
Yeah.
So, okay, so first let's go back a little bit. So you went to the school, and then what happens?
hmm Well, it didn't work like that.
Oh, okay.
I wish it worked out like that. In junior high school, it all started. And my counselor said, well, you guys should get into the high school of art and design, but you got to take a test.
Okay.
And of course, you get really nervous when you got to take a test. So me and my friend went up there and we took the test. We had to wait about 2 months. And then they said, okay, the results came in today. You'll be announced at in the cafeteria. So we have this monitor in the microphone. He called out all the names and he said, those of you who think you passed the test on design, please follow this monitor. And he called out all the names.
Wow.
And it seemed like he called out everybody's name but mine. I said, what? So I'm sitting there, lunch in front of me. Of course,
Right.
I had no appetite then.
Right.
And so my best friend of mine in the neighborhood, Russell Ellis, came over and said, hey, you draw just as good as better than those kids. Why didn't call your name? I said, I know. So I sat there for a second. Then I ran up to my counselor's office, and the door was half cracked open.
Wow.
And she said, come in. And I opened the door real slowly. She said, oh, Ron, you're here early. I said, I know, but they didn't call my name. And she says, I know. He said, you passed. Sit down. She said, the monitor said those kids who thought they passed the test.
Oh, so you didn't hear that correctly.
Right, yeah. So I'm glad
That's when you know when you're nice, when you're like, no, something went wrong here.
Yeah.
Because I have far beyond the skills.
mm,
What was that moment when you got your first job at Marvel? Like, what did that feel like?
well, I sent in pages to Marvel Comics to John Romita Sr. Because at that time, there was no personal interviews, and you had to mail everything in. I had to wait 2 months.
Oh.
And I finally got John Romita on the phone. You know how hard that is to do with any executive today,
Right.
any art director. It's almost impossible.
Right.
So he answered the phone, and he said, hey, kid, I've been meaning to talk with you. I've been so busy. Your work is very tight. It's solid. Why don't you come on up? and let you meet the staff. And so, believe me, that telephone could have shot to the moon. That telephone booth, because we had no cell phones back there in that day. So that
So
booth
when you
could have
missed a
shot to the moon.
call, I mean, that's an interesting thing. When you missed a call, you missed a call. When you didn't get someone, you didn't get them.
Right.
When you're lost, there was no GPS.
Right. Exactly.
So that's
Yep.
wow.
So you had to do a Clark Kent Superman thing, go into the phone booth.
Now, how many people are like, get out of here, I gotta use the phone? Like,
Well, that was a short call because, like I said, as soon as he said, "Come on up," then he introduced me to Marvel staff. I ran out of the booth because I was on break from college.
okay.
Yeah. So, and I told my mother, and I said, "Well, I got the interview in Marvel," and I said, "I'll make it. What about school?" And I said, "I can always go back to school." And she said, she was ho humming. So I went up there, and John hired me the first day.
Wow, that's amazing.
He introduced me to Mark Wolf and Don McGregor, and they were giving out mystery stories. And John said, once you get your feet wet on doing an 8-page job, Tales of Suspense, and this way you can learn to draw sequential. And so it's called sequential illustrations.
Okay.
Where your panels have to flow and tell a story,
Right.
all your shots, your long shots, mid shots.
Mid shots,
Yeah,
close
close
ups,
shots, extreme close-ups, more emphasis, all that stuff.
So you had to become a filmmaker. That's what you're
So
telling
it
me.
was great. Yeah, right. So it's like a storyboard artist, but that's
Right.
a whole other chapter.
Yeah, yeah. Are you? Do you do that as well?
I dip and dab at storyboard art,
Okay.
but not for a company. But just trying to learn the craft, learn the field.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
So-
Do you have a website or social media?
I'm still in the dinosaur area, but I got
Okay.
a bunch of younger people around me that's going to do my website, get me into social media, doing
Okay.
a lot of podcast interviews and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I'm getting used to. I'm getting my feet wet. Because drawing is a very insulated field, and where artists stay in their zone, they stay locked up in their room and they're drawing. They don't
Right.
get out much. They don't travel much. They don't do conventions much.
Right.
So I had to wait to get old to do all this stuff.
Okay.
So
Hey
Enjoy it,
everybody, just a reminder, apples
And we're live, so you're hearing stuff at Fanfare. We're here live at Fanfare, and we're actually in the most quiet room for Fanfare. They have a whole gym full of
Yes.
artists. In fact, you're in the gym. Which
yes,
area are
I'm
you
in the gym.
You're in the gym, and
Yeah, 211.
and they have 3 different floors that they're occupying, and so we're here live at that, and this is great. And it's nice to see alumni. First of all, I didn't even know this art design high school existed.
Yes.
It's magical.
Oh man, it's just fantastic to see all the artists busy at work, and they're so young, and they bring a whole lot to the game. And I said, no, we need your vision
Wow.
to make your imprint,
Right.
on the field, and we're going to pass you guys the baton.
Well, you know what? You have any products, something that you're doing, you definitely let us know. You could always be a guest on our show, and I want to see this journey. I like it when cats have been doing it, and like now they're just getting into
Yeah.
the internet and the social media, and
Yes.
the exchange of generations and information. I just love it.
Yeah, that's cool, because it keeps
Yeah.
us connected. And like I said, you guys, I call it information overload.
Yeah.
You just press a button, you have the world at your fingertips.
Yep.
Back there, we had books and libraries, word of mouth, and personal meetings and interviews.
Flyers,
Yeah, yeah,
like actual flyers.
exactly. on the street lamps, posted up, side of the walls, wind blown, tattered.
It's interesting. I was seeing
Yeah.
a documentary on Basquiat
Who
and
knows?
how he would basically tat, just using graffiti and stuff like that. And that was like his marketing campaign of
Oh, yeah.
using graffiti,
Oh yeah.
and it's amazing. you
Oh,
know?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those guys are very gifted, very talented, and that's part of the whole hip hop community, the
Right.
graffiti. So I like to all the hip hop elements to stay intact because that's the culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So other than that, I'd like the fans to just stay tuned for Super Boxers 2, the graphic novel, and
Okay.
hopefully we can get onto the silver screen.
And that's your property. You
Yes,
created that.
I created it.
Again, say it again.
Yeah, Super Boxers.
Super Boxers.
And
Okay.
if we hit the silver screen, it would be titled Super Boxers 2.
Okay. Oh, so you already did a one.
I did one as far as the movie, not the movie, I'm sorry. Well, I'm thinking ahead of the game.
Right.
As far as the first graphic novel, which was published in 1983 by Marvel Comics.
Oh.
So now I'm coming out with Superboxes 2, the graphic novel. Right. And
What is that about?
Well, don't want to spill the beans because it's still on
Or
the stove.
just the one that's already out.
Well,
Oh,
okay,
okay. Oh, you
okay.
can't
The
do
one,
that.
one that's already out. Yeah, that's about the Max, who's the hero. Sort of like a Rocky feel to the story.
Okay.
But it's basically about the downsiders versus the upsiders. The downtrodden, versus the all high and mighty, all controlling upscale. And of course, you have one upscale, corporate female, beautiful lady, and she has taken interest in a downside fighter. So the two worlds collide, and that's
Okay.
where all the intrigue come in at.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so you say all the cats that lost, all the boxers that lost.
Well, as far as the humanity goes, all the cats that are down and out and poor
Okay.
and live in the underground.
Oh, society.
So you have two societies.
Okay,
Right.
gotcha.
Right. So in other words, it's not about the individual so
Okay.
much. It's about their conditions, how they live, where they live, the oppressed, suppressed, and how
Wow.
he has to overcome.
And this take place in
the future.
In the future.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Right. And so when we do the second graphic novel, it'll be the past.
Interesting.
Right.
How far back? How much in the future and how much in the past?
Well,
Like if
there
you
is
had
there is no time. I can't date it.
to- Okay.
So we just said it's
But very high tech.
Yeah.
And now going back 20th century.
right because if we go back, that still could have been the future to us.
Interesting.
You see what I mean?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm all see what he just did? Did you see what just happened?
What happened?
You see what he just did?
I hope I didn't stump you.
You got me in the whole like, well, where's the past? Where's the future? What's happening? Totally
I'm not trying to confuse you here.
jack me up. Okay,
Yeah.
so is there a website that they could?
Well, remember I said I have some people around me,
Okay.
younger people, like, kids
Okay.
here, helping out with all that. So,
Okay.
of course, yeah, that must be done, and it has to be done. But
So you know what? I got it.
Yeah.
You let us know,
Yeah.
and we will do another interview.
Mm.
We'll put some links so you guys can check out the property, but stay tuned for it.
Right.
So now you gotta do your homework, so we
Exactly.
can give it out, so they can do their homework,
Exactly.
and let's get it out there. Let's make that film happen.
That's cool. Got a lot of homework to do.
See, there you go. SEV
right.
Network. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you.
Alrighty.